Good evening and welcome to Grande Communication Stadium, home of your Midland Sockers. Tonight's match will feature Midland Odessa Sockers versus Mississippi Brilla. This is Chris Bryant and Warren Cottle broadcasting tonight's match. The Sockers are sitting at 4-1-1 with 13 points and on top of the division. Sockers come into this game as one of the hottest teams in PDL as they beat Laredo 5-0 last Thursday. Mississippi Brilla is sitting on second place with 11 points. Mississippi comes off a two-game series last week against Houston where they won both those games 2-1 and 3-2. This is a two-game series as these teams will meet again on Saturday for their second game. Tonight's lineup for Mississippi Brilla.
For the Mississippi Brilla, we have number 0, Josh Christensen, as a goalkeeper. Number 7 is John Calderwood as a defender. Number 6, Dustin Ashley is a defender. Number 5, Michael Gonzalo is a defender. And number 14, Ignacio Flores is a defender. They're playing a 4-3-3, so 4 in the back. In the midfield, they have number 2, Macaulay King is a midfielder. Number 21, Luis Tambrini, a midfielder. Number 17, Eduardo Cruz, a midfielder. Number 11, Logan Mendez is a forward. Number 10, Sergio Rojo as a forward. Number 15, Manu Saez as a forward. The referees for today's match, at center referee, we got Ricardo Mancardo Jr., assistant referee, Hercelino Martinez, assistant referee, Richard Jimenez, and the fourth official for tonight's match will be Roy Jaramillo.
Now for your Midland Odessa Sockers lineup. In goal, we have Nico Cortai, which is number 0. Number 21 is Nate Coons, playing outside left back. Into the center back, we have Walker Hume, number 31. Center back, number 3, Christian De Luna. Number 11, playing outside right back, Fabio Pena. Sitting on outside left midfield, we've got number 9, Beto Garcia. In the center mids, we've got Isaac Sanchez, number 26, and Jesus Bolivar, number 17. Sitting on the right side midfield, we've got Jesus Chuy Cortez, number 7. And then sitting up on top, we have Tucker Hume, number 32, and Danny Riley, number 23. So tonight, Soccer's coming in as a very hot team. What are some of the things that you expect to see from them tonight as they go against Mississippi, which is a very strong competitor?
I'll tell you what, we're losing Andrew Fox off to the third division off in England. So, I mean, it looks like they struggled a bit without him, but now come in with Jesus Chuy Cortez playing that right flank to take over Fox's spot. And I think you added a very dynamic player into that team. Chuy Cortez has kind of been a thorn in the side for the last couple of years to the Sockers, both a couple years ago and then last year scoring the goals in the last 3 minutes of the games for the Austin Aztecs to go over the Sockers. So, I mean, I think Jesus, what a great change. We'll pause right now for the national anthem. I think, too, you look back on the addition back into Christian DeLuna back into the lineup next to Walker Human, the center backs, it brings the defense back to where it was. I think Matt did a good job of making some substitutions, some adjustments in the team after he'd lost Christian to the red card. He got Fabio Pena out wide and Nate Coombs in the back. So, you're looking at really attacking personalities. And, geez, you can't discount what Beto did against the Laredo Heat the last match out, just ripping them apart from that right flank. So I think you see a lot of things. Plus, Danny was incredible in that game against Laredo. He was everywhere on the hop, everything, and we hope to see Tucker having the same game that he had, creating scoring the first goal and then creating the second goal. So I think this is kind of an exciting lineup. I guess, being ranked number 1, 2 in the PDL in the latest poll by a website. There's a lot of great things happening right now with the Sockers, and look forward to this great game. And it really kind of a test of mettle tonight. You got to figure this is going to be a team they're playing tonight that has a chance to come on points. Sockers have a narrow 1-point lead in the divisional race. Both teams in light games. It should be a really, really good match. I just let you know for tonight, game time temperature is 90 degrees. Once again, a strong southerly wind. It looks like Sockers are going to be taking the wind once again, which has been the case each of the last few games. They'll be going from the right to the left. They'll be wearing the darker blue jerseys. Mississippi Brilla is on the left side of your screen. They're in light blue. They'll be attacking to the south, going from the left to the right.
One player the Sockers will be missing tonight is Josh Taylor, as he got 2 yellow cards in the last game, and so he'll be sitting out tonight's game. So I think, again, when you look at that changes a little bit of the dynamics up in the back and into the midfield, losing him. But it looks like Sockers have a great lineup going for tonight against Mississippi, of their first of 2 games that they'll be playing in the next couple of days. It looks like Mississippi will have the kickoff. Just waiting for the referee to start the game.
And it looks like just given the Mississippi kicking off, they lost the toss, and it looked like the Sockers chose to win for the first part.
And Nate Coombs collecting that ball.
Tell you, it's one thing too. You think about the Sockers. Been playing against 4-3-3s consistently, both with the Houston team, then against Laredo. It's going to be interesting to see that most teams are playing the same formation, but when they play the Sockers, they're going back to playing the old 4-4-2. But it's been tried and true for the Sockers through this part of the season. It's simple. It's easy to manage. You don't have to do a lot of things, and I think it really comes back to that old, keep it simple, stupid principle where the guys get it. It balances out self easily, and you got the players that the Sockers have. It allows for a lot of overlapping runs, and Matt Barnes has done a great job of coaching up the run and play. And it looks like we got our first shot on goal rather by Danny Riley. The Sockers are going at them tonight. No sitting back this evening, huh?
Yeah, it'd been nice if that was a really goal there by Danny Riley. Danny scored 2 goals in the last game. Actually, almost got a hat trick, hit the post, and on his last attempt, and so would have loved to have seen that as a hat trick for him.
Looks like Fabio plays it up to Danny again. Loses possession. I'll tell you what, one thing you're already seeing out of the Brilla, they're once again kind of a little bit like Houston, very organized and very compact defensively and offensively. It's be interesting to see how they play for the rest of the evening, then keep this up. The Sockers are pressing everything into the side, really pressing wide, trying to get the ball on the flanks to try to counter back in. Both teams doing a good job of keeping everything compact right now.
Sockers got the throw in right here. We got Nate Coons throwing it into Walker Hume. Walker plays it across to Christian. And Christian over to Fabio Pena. Fabio plays it up top to Danny. Danny plays it off. We've got Chewy down the outside right. Chewy crosses it in. Just a little, not enough off that ball.
Tell you what, you're already seeing the flanks being exposed a little bit in the 4-3-3 with the Mississippi Brilla, finding those spaces in, they're going to struggle a little bit with the attack that the Sockers put on. I know that's one thing they've done really well over the last few games. They've done a great job of really finding the outsides and attacking the flanks.
Well, the Sockers are one of the least scored on teams in the PDL right now, and so hats off onto their defense on all the work that they do in order to make sure that they stay organized. The Sockers throw in. We got Chewy going to throw the ball in. Chewy to Jesus, back to Chewy. Chewy plays it back, or is that Fabio? It's Fabio Pena. Walker Hume has the ball, plays it across to Nate Coons. Made up to Isaac, and Isaac gives up the ball. That's Fabio Pena winning that ball in the air. Fabio serves the ball up, getting pretty direct off of that. Nate won the ball. Pass it over into Beto. Beto finds Nate again in the outside. A little too much.
Tell you what, that's one thing I really like to see is them coming up and using that overlapping run from the outside back. I think just looking at the player personnel that the Sockers have put out wide, you almost kind of expect to have a more of attacking personality, especially using the flank players.
And that's one thing the Sockers have done a very good job about in the last few games, is allowing that outside defender to make those overlapping runs and get into the attack.
Well, the beauty of it too, that kind of system is you start off with a 4-4-2, but that's really your basic starting point. But then they do a good job of playing out where players switch roles and working out of each other. It really kind of creates a lot of opportunities. Chewy's doing a good job of pressing out. This being his first game time in, it probably feels good being in a blue jersey instead of red and black. Finds Danny O'Reilly back in. Bolivar back to Hume. Hume's looking out wide, Beto's checking, which leaves the space for Isaac Sanchez. Chewy's pressing the ball, wins the ball out wide, plays it into Hume, loses the ball. Instant pressure. I'll tell you what, that's one thing Mississippi's doing a good job of, putting a lot of pressure on the ball when it first gets there. Not really giving Sockers a lot of time to think or have time on the ball to find the options open in front or around behind them.
Got another Sockers throw in. Looks like Nate Coons will come and throw in the ball. Nate finds Danny. Danny plays it back to Sanchez. Tucker to Christian. Christian back to Tucker. Or Walker, I'm sorry.
Oh, looks like we got a first foul.
We got our first foul against Mississippi.
Oh, no, we don't. Oh,
Nope.
I guess we don't have our first foul. I was out for another throw in. Oh, yeah. Ball played out. Chewy plays it back in. I'll tell you what, there's one thing you're already starting to see is Chewy's making a lot of things happen out wide for the Sockers. It's hard to replace somebody like Andrew Fox, but it looks like Chewy's doing a good job of stepping up and filling in that role. He's done a great job so far. Back to Bolivar. To DeLuna. DeLuna looking for Chewy up front. Ball picked up by Logan. Mendez. Logan looking for a player to play in. Plays the top runner, Manu. Manu goes back out wide to John Collar as outside back. So it looks like they're pushing the outside backs up pretty high right now, trying to find a way to break down the Sockers organization in the 4-4-2. Back into Louis Tambrini. Finds in. Picks up the ball, the foul. Looks like Manu with the run through. Oh, what a great save. Good job by Nico Corti, but his head's back on the feet. Ball back across the line. Oh, a little bit unlucky there. That settles in place, trying to find the space in. I'll tell you what, having a little success. Shot on goal, and just barely wide.
We got Nico taking the goal kick for the Sockers. Nico plays a nice big long ball, tries to find Tucker.
Danny's fighting for it with his back to the pressure. Beto goes to settle it. Beto's turning around looking for a player. Back into Bolivar. Loses it, Manu Sands takes it. Manu attacking the back line, going right at him. It's not much support though for old Manu. He's got to find a way to get in. Looking at his teammates trying to call him back in. When he turns and goes, he's got to hold that up just a little bit longer to get support. Back to Chewy. Chewy to
Pena. Pena over to Christian.
They're looking wide. Look how much space, Nate
Christian to
Coons has
Nate.
out wide.
Nate back to Walker.
You're starting to see the Sockers probe the back line of the Brilla. Looks like trying to find Chewy out wide. But you see Chewy starting to get isolated when the ball switches over to this side or the near side in your screen. It's leaving Chewy one-on-one with the right flank. And I mean, that's kind of a matchup you're going to want to set up. You want to test and see if Ignacio Flores can stand up to the player that Chewy Cortez is. Once again, staying organized in. Hume steps up to Manu. Manu plays it back, trying to settle the ball in. So is Ignacio. Ignacio plays back to Michael Gonzalo. Gonzalo to Flores. Flores looking up for Manu. Manu laying it off, looking for that little run through. I'll tell you what, Logan Mendez making a great little run from the inside, looking for that flank, trying to find the splits in the back line. I think looking at the Brilla, they're actually doing creative things up front, trying to find ways to break down the back four and get them out of shape and out of line. I'll tell you, Manu's checking back in has become extremely dangerous. If they could find a way to find Logan on those little cheeky runs, or even John Caldero on the wide, there may have some openings open up. All right, now we really have our first foul.
Actually, that's our second foul now.
Oh, well.
First foul on Mississippi, and that first one was on Sockers, which was played in.
Okay, good. So maybe I can count. That's a math teacher thing.
We got Nico taking the kick off that foul.
I'd like to go long for Hume. Ball played back up in to Eduardo Cruz. Cruz looks out wide to Ignacio Flores. Just lays it back, relaxing, trying to settle the game down a bit. Hold on possession. He's scanning the front to see if there's anything open up front. Back to Sergio. Sergio back to Ignacio. Ignacio fighting Manu. Manu trying to lay it off to Sergio Rios. Just a little bit off timing, but already you're seeing the creativity and what they're trying to do and how they're trying to break down the back four. Doing an excellent job of playing to create space. They're just going to have to find the pass a little bit better. Now there really is the second foul for the...
We get second foul on Mississippi right now.
I'll tell you, Beto, you're going to have to foul him at some point. Boy, I tell you what, the last thing you want to do is see him turn and face you up.
Ball played to Christian. Christian has the ball right now. Christian looking up. Christian finds it to Chewy.
I'll tell you, Macaulay Keene's doing a good job of filling that back line, denying the service into that back line. As they scan the deal, he's setting it up perfectly to where they're ended up with a 5-on-3, in the back, so you're not going to have those long balls working. You're going to have to find ways to break them down up front. Hume out to Nate Coons. Nate Coons cuts it to the inside. Looking back, lays it back off. Looking for Beto. Beto draws a defender. Serves it across to Chewy Cortez, who's wide open on the back post. Wow. So I think that's going to have to be something that the Sockers are going to have to exploit tonight. You can see that Chewy's also doing doing a good job of getting open and really isolating himself 1v1 on that outside back. Ignacio Flores is going to have his hands full if he doesn't do a better job of sorting that out. He's probably going to have a little help from Michael Gonzalo in the center to find a way to shut Chewy down. Tucker checks in. Danny goes high. They start to work it around. Ball goes to Isaac Sanchez, who finds Beto out wide. Beto wide, cuts outside, looks for that far post. Just a little bit wide. You know, he tried to bend that sucker to the back post. We saw that a lot against Laredo. That's the last thing you want to do is give up that inside cut with the outside of the foot.
Especially Beto, because Beto last week hits the post whenever he makes those runs, and then he also had that nice goal last week that was off that free kick. So he really has a great look towards the goal and usually finds that ball on target.
Well, I'll tell you what, he always fakes the outside and cuts back to the inside. You know, and it's cutting through things, and he's got a great shot to that back far post. You know, when he kicks it, it's going to be deadly.
We got a throw in for the Sockers. Looks like Fabio will be throwing in the ball. Fabio throws it into Tucker. Tucker back to Fabio.
Fabio makes a good little cut outside, looking for the inside. Plays it back to the top of the box. Ball's cleared out easily. Looks like we got a run. It goes to, I believe it's Manu. Manu checks it back to Luis Tambrini. Tambrini looks to play it up front to Manu. Manu tries to play the checking run. Just a little too fast. You almost want to see him take another touch to settle a little bit more. But elects to play it quickly.
Yeah, Fabio to Christian De Luna. Christian over to Walker. Walker's looking up. Walker finds Jesus. We get a foul on Jesus. So
The quick restart. It's a good idea, but there's not much support for the deal. But Manu's, that was a way to cut back in and settle in and close the gap on that through pass. It was a good idea. Just weren't prepared to sort it out and support him. Now we got Beto. If you look at Beto over here on this, you can't really see it on the screen, but you've got the outside forwards for the soccer, outside mids for the Sockers are really starting to play a little bit higher, trying to find a way to isolate themselves 1v1 on the flank backs. It's opening up quite a bit of space for them. Here's Beto. Beto likes to take on two players. Back to that cut to the inside, lays it off to Bolivar. Bolivar back to Beto. Beto out wide. Fabio collects it up. You see the defense starting to shift for the Brilla. And Isaac Sanchez out wide to Nate Coombs. You're starting to see Chewy kind of pinch up now. I'll tell you what, there's a big gap, but the Sockers can figure it out. It looks like the back four of the Brilla are really shifting to one side, and it doesn't look like Ignacio Flores is there to lock in. Tucker Hume takes it inside. Oh, what a great little tackle. I'll tell you what, if you give him that much time and space alone with the man marking on that back four, they're going to lose Chewy pretty quick. Hume doing a good job of cutting it up. Nice little tackle. Ball played back out wide to John Caldera. To Manu. Manu lays it back to John. Nice little tackle.
we get a foul on Mississippi. Soccer's ball.
And like once again the quick restart. And Sergio Rios has had to find a way to find Chuy Cortez. Once again, there's a lot of space open up between Ignacio Flores and Michael Gonzalo. If they don't sort that out, you're going to have Chuy Cortez isolated on the outside back, and I don't think that's going to be a good matchup for the Brilla. Here's the example of it. Here goes Fabio's going inside, plays it out wide to Chuy Cortez, who plays it across the line. Ball's cleared out. Chuy putting pressure on it. Then we got the run in. Manu takes it with his back to goal. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a card. A little frustration showing out by Manu, who came in and threw an elbow in the back of, I believe that's Fabio Pena, isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking over there on the sideline.
He's got to be careful. I don't know why that would not be a card.
No, that's actually looks like Chewy. That's Chewy that's down right now. Fabio's right next to him.
Got it. That makes sense because Chewy's putting a lot of pressure on him, but still you can't respond that way. He's very lucky not to get a card. It's one thing we have seen in some of these games, not necessarily just a PDL. When you foul a player like that, things have a tendency to get out of control. Ball served in wide. Looks like Chewy's putting pressure on once again. Ball to Sergio Roja. Lays it back to Ignacio Flores. Ignacio Flores looking up front. Logan plays in. Cleared up by Walker Hume, rather. Scan out wide. Beto takes it. Scanning the field in front of him, but there's not anybody showing up front for him to play to. Checks to the inside. Gets fouled, but you almost want to see a play on in that situation. But Nate Coombs takes the free kick. Once again, you sure like the Sockers in this situation, especially with free kicks in the air with the size players that they have. Ball served curling back behind the line of restraint. Ball played across by Chuy Cortez. Sergio Rios collects the clearance. Looking for Manu, but it's deflected and blocked. Cuba sets it off. Danny collects the ball, takes it right at goal. Looks up, looking for a player in the middle. Oh, just a little bit off.
Not a bad play by Danny as he makes that run through. I kind of would like to see him take the shot off of that, but
I'll tell you what, he may be up for the run in the Energizer Bunny of the night if he keeps that going. Looks like Isaac Sanchez. I'll tell you what, that's one other thing too I've noticed is that if you look at the depth of the team in the Sockers, you have Isaac Sanchez who started the year playing as an outside back. Now he's moving to center midfield. You had Josh Turner coming in from the outside back to center midfield. So, a lot of these players show their intelligence and their ability to play multiple positions at different times whenever it's needed by the team, and it shows the selflessness of the players as well. Ball served in. Hume collects it up, takes a cut to the outside, puts it in. Shot right to the goalkeeper. Nice little move, though. Fakes the inside, cuts it back to the outside, takes a shot off. Not a bad choice.
Yeah, another player you look at that's moved around, you've got Fabio Pena that's now sitting at outside back. He started off into center mid, moved up on top, and now he's playing outside back to help out as Josh Taylor is out for this game.
He's done a fine job of playing that outside back. I think he's starting to embrace it for the attacking possibilities that it really has. And done a good job on the defensive responsibilities, not letting people go. Ball played up for Hume, who's playing with his back to pressure. There's old Danny with his Energizer spunny self winning a throw-in for the Sockers.
We got Nate Coons that's going to throw the ball in.
Ball throw in for Tucker. Plays it in to Beto. Beto chasing it down to win another throw-in deep in Brilla territory.
And we got Tucker throwing the ball in. More than likely, he's probably looking for his brother as Walker moves up to the top.
It's a Hume connection ball thrown right on top of the goalkeeper who collects it up. Looks like he was looking for a foul there. Looks like he was fouled on the run in. Referee calls a play on, so words being shared. Looks like we're going to have a yellow card for dissent on Walker Hume. I'm sure he's a little dissatisfied the fact that he got fouled inside the 18, or felt like he got fouled inside the 18 as he was going to goal. Somebody tripped him up, took him down because you were looking, like you said, for the Hume-to-Hume connection. And I guess as he went by, decided he had something to say to the referee, and Mr. Mercado didn't think it was appropriate. Maybe he's just saying, I love you or something. I don't know. Referee does as a drop ball. He did get the restart right. We'll give him that. Hume up for pressure. Nate Coombs puts pressure on that. Nate Coombs wins the ball out of 3. What a great little effort there by Nate Coombs, who plays it up high to Hume. Hume takes it, starts going, and then fouled off the ball. Now the referee calls persistent infringement for fouls consistently on Hume. Gives the second yellow card of the game. can tell by him doing his little hand signals on the different fouls that had happened.
And you see that a lot against Tucker. Is a lot of fouling against him. He's a big boy, and so that's sometimes the only way that you can stop a boy like Tucker that, again, has had a great season already. Got Nate Coons that's taking the kick for the Sockers. Asking for his 10 yards right now.
You know, it's not really hard to mark 10 yards on a soccer/football field. There we go. Got our full 10, maybe 9 3/4. Nate Coombs observing, puts it right into the pack. He plays it in, lays it back in, settled down by Coombs once again. Here's his follower, he likes to pump it into the box. I'll tell you, we're already showing that this looks like it's going to be a physical game. Mr. Mercado needs to make sure he's keeping an eye on some of these things that are happening behind play. But both these teams are quality and classy enough, I think, to play in this kind of pressure. Not let it get too chippy.
We got goal kick Mississippi. One out of the air by Walker. Beto with the ball right now. Beto loses the ball. Comes back and knocks it back out. Mississippi throwing.
Looking for the quick throw into Manu. Upset because he wasn't making the run, I guess. John Calero lays it off. Or it looks like he'll be the one taking the throw in from Logan Mendez. You know, you almost see that focus in this 4-3-3 with Manu being that high target player. You know, kind of playing that classic role. You know, he's good with his back to the goal, and he's found players in. And it looks like he's not afraid to take people on either to try to turn and go. John Calero to take the throw in again. Back to Manu. Nate Coombs wins the ball. Tell you, Manu needs to be really careful, especially after that elbow and now kicking the ball away. You know, back in your playing days, how would you respond to a player like that?
I would keep inside of his head and try and get him to get to try and get him to card. So,
well, being the game savvy that the Sockers have, I imagine that's probably happening right now, don't you think?
oh, there's no doubt about it. They're really good about getting into other players' heads and.
Oh, Beto with a great ball. He receives the ball down, looks in for Danny. Danny back out to Beto, just a little bit off. Beto collects it up, takes it inside, or fakes the inside, goes out wide to Danny. Beto with the overlap. Beto collects it back up, looking for the players inside, looking to take him on. Great little pass to Danny. Danny looks for the cross across the box, and the ball's in. Oh, what a great shot, what a great save. Chewy Cortez there to collect it up.
We have a corner kick for the Sockers. That shot was by Tucker Hume.
What a great little series that was.
Some great give and go passes. That's just textbook style of how to play the game.
Here's our favorite corner kick. Sockers pack the box in the middle of the 18 inside the goal box, goal mouth. Ball played up to the back post a little bit further than what it should be. You kind of want to see that ball laid right on top of the pack to where one of the Hume boys or one of the Sockers players can get a head on it. Looks like the size advantage once again goes to the Sockers in the back side, with maybe Manu being the only player that can mark up on one of the two as far as height's concerned.
Got goal kick for Mississippi. Good win out of the air by Walker. Walker wins it again.
Ball played out wide. Looks like Logan's trying to take on the players. Lays it back. Plays it back forward, trying to find Ignacio Flores to this side.
We've got Mississippi throw-in.
Looks like they've made a change. Looks like they've moved Ignacio over to this right flank. Working in partnership with Logan Mendez.
Yeah, Beto with the ball. Beto's moving downfield by himself. Pulls it back. Another foul on Mississippi.
It looks like they have made a change on the outside backs. Maybe it's something to contend with Chewy. They moved John Calderwood over to the left side of defense. And
Ball out to Fabio Pena. Fabio Pena to Jesus. Jesus to Isaac. We get another foul against Mississippi.
And moved Ignacio Flores over to this right side, or left side rather.
Looks like Beto will be taking this kick. A little bit long distance for a shot off of this, I would think. But after the strike he had last week, who knows?
He's got his little short sleeves pulled up. Then the run up, takes a shot in.
Yeah, hits the wall.
I'll tell you what, that probably didn't feel very good.
I would say they may feel that one tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, but that's the kind of kid you want in that wall. A kid that's going to take a hit like that.
Got Fabio that's throwing the ball.
Bolivar back to Fabio. Fabio's being chased down. Plays it all the way back to Nico. Nico scanning the area. Looking for the players up front. Plays it high into Beto. Ball played back by Brilla. And then looks like Isaac Sanchez had a volley shot, saw something he liked. He picked up his head a little bit early, cracked it off center, and the ball went wide.
We got a throw in for Sockers. We got Fabio Pena throwing in the ball for the Sockers. Fabio Pena finds Tucker. Tucker trying to find Chuyo to the outside.
Ball played up. Bolivar picks it up. Looks for Hume. Hume gets it. Oh, just a little bit of pressure. Soccer's out of balance a little bit. Sands takes it up to it. Nate Coombs tries to take it. Ball's one off his feet. Looking for Manu. Manu looks up, trying to find a player in the box. Swings it across the backside, undefended, but easily collected up by Nico. Looks like the assistant referee is calling for a goal kick. As looks like Nico Cordy took it outside of caught it outside the 18. You know, that's one thing about having that assistant referee. You know he's on the line. Obviously, he has a better view of what's happening than what we do up here. And haven't seen it cross the line. Calls back for the goal kick.
Nico taking the goal kick for the Sockers. Nice big kick up to Tucker. Tucker plays it off to Danny. Danny's down line, and it's a goal kick for Mississippi.
We are 30 minutes into this half right now at the time on the clock reading 30:57. 15 minutes left to go in the first half. We have 0-0 score line between the Mississippi Brilla and the Sockers FC.
These are two of the top teams in the division, as Sockers right now are sitting in first place with 13 points, and Mississippi is in second place with 11 points.
Ball played out wide by Manu.
Good win by Fabio Pena. Knocks it outside. Chewy plays a smart ball, plays it off of Mississippi's leg, and it will be a Sockers throw-in. We've got an injury down here for Mississippi. I didn't even see what happened.
It's interesting, yeah. Right now the players are electing to smartly take a little water break. You know, it being 90 degrees outside. Looking to it, but looks like the wind is starting to calm just a bit. As often happens in West Texas, the sun goes down, the wind will start to calm. It looks like up front they've also switched Sergio Rojo and Logan Mendez sides. So maybe a tactic that they normally do is where they switch the flank players to give that defense a different look every so often.
It looks like he may have rolled his ankle as he was running down the field. We're looking at replay right now, and no one was even around him whenever he went down. He just pulled himself out, so I can't tell exactly what happened, but
So it looks like Manu. If that's Manu, that would be a heck of a loss for the Brilla because he's easily been the most dangerous player on the field for the Mississippi Brilla. You know, it obviously looks like a central focus of their team on who they're going to play to and what they're going to do.
you know, he's holding his ribs right now, so I'm not sure if maybe he got hit in the ribs or...
Yeah, that's what he's indicating to his coach. He's got a little elbow motion there. He'll have to come off since the referee stopped time. Get checked out, then the referee will allow him back in.
We got Sockers throwing in the ball. We find Christian. Christian looks up. Christian's looking for Nate on the outside. Finds Nate. Nate back to Walker. Walker looks up. Finds Isaac Sanchez. Sanchez to Tucker. Tucker out to Beto. Beto back to Tucker.
Uh-oh. A little errant pass collected up by Logan Mendez. Play back in, couldn't take advantage of the situation. Looks like Manu's been way back into the game now. Ball played up by Ignacio Flores looking for Manu up front. Hume takes it up, throws it up to the top. Danny Riley puts pressure on it. Looks to settle it down. Played forward again for Manu. Looks like Brilla having trouble settling the ball down.
And we got another Sockers throw in. We got Nate Coons taking the throw.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of unbalancing in that back four of the Brilla. If you look at, I don't know if you can see it on your screen or not, but it looks like Chewy is being left isolated 1v1 with John Calderwood. It's been 2 or 3 times. We'll see if Sockers can take advantage of that situation. The number situation, you got to favor. Really got to think you got to favor the Sockers on that.
We've got Mississippi throw-in.
Yeah, referee indicating that his shirt was tucked in, I guess. I've never seen that signal before. Have you seen that?
I think he was saying that his hands were behind him pulling him. I'm not sure.
No.
Nate Coons again throwing in the ball. Looking up.
Maybe he's doing the chicken dance.
Finds Walker. Walker out to Christian. Christian plays it back to Nico. Nico clears the ball up.
Oh, that's interesting. Hume selects or wins a throw in off of Ignacio off.
We got Coons throwing the ball right now. Finds Tucker. Back to Nate. Nate plays it off of them, wins the throw in for the Sockers. Nate throws it in to Danny Riley.
Looks like John Calderwood's giving pressure on it. Ball played out wide. Beto plays it out a little bit unlucky.
And he tried to find Isaac Sanchez's feet and missed that just a little bit. Throw in for Mississippi. Isaac Sanchez tried to win that ball, knocks it out, goes to Mississippi. That's Beto finding Tucker. Tucker out to Chewy. Chewy finds Fabio Pena. Pena back up to Chewy on the outside.
Chewy said 1-1 versus Logan.
Plays it off of Mississippi's foot for a Sockers throw-in. Sockers looking for a foul there, didn't get it. Now it's a goal kick. For Mississippi.
It's pretty wild. Looks like another change. They moved John Calderwood almost in like a central back roll. Making some more changes again. Manu gets it, cuts back to the inside looking for a player. Gets fouled in the process.
That's only the third foul for the Sockers at this point, as Mississippi has 8 fouls for the night at this point. We're 38 minutes into the game. Mississippi's free kick about 42 yards out. Good clearance by Walker. It'll be Mississippi throw-in. Fabio Pena clears it out to Danny Riley. Danny Riley tries to win the ball. Finds Isaac Sanchez. Walker with the ball. Plays it out to Nate Coons. Nate Coons up top trying to find Danny Riley.
Louis Tambrini takes it looking out wide. Looks to play it in.
Good win by Christian De Luna. De Luna to Fabio Pena. Fabio Pena to Chewy.
It looks like they've made quite a few changes to the back line to the run of play. The Brilla have. Looks like they moved John Calderon into the center back spot. And it's interesting, a different flow. Doesn't seem to be changing the way they're playing. I mean, obviously they look super comfortable with what they've done. Ball laid back to Walker. Out to Beto. Beto looking to try to cut it inside. Looking for that isolation. Gets fouled in the process. The physicality of the game is really stepping up a bit. And that's something that you wouldn't think is normally a dangerous area, but Beto has a wicked crack on this ball that he can. We've seen him get close. We've seen him hit posts before in the last few games. You know, I'm not sure this is exactly something you want to be doing.
And this is about 40 yards out for Beto as he takes this kick.
With that strong West Texas wind. Ball served in. Not far off. Not far off the near corner of the post there. Not a bad opportunity. We're in the 41st minute. Left in the half. Plus any injury time.
At Mississippi taking the goal kick.
To the Brilla players sparking each other on.
Good win by Fabio Pena. We get a Sockers throw in as Nate Coons will come and take the throw in.
It's almost looking like they're trying to mark players up tight as they move through the different zones. Looks like Danny Riley's been assigned John Caldera. Danny Riley plays it back in.
We get a foul throw in. Don't see that very often in the PDL, but I guess we do up here. as it will go over to Mississippi as their throw.
The Soccer's battling it in. Ball played off for a Brilla throw-in.
The AR calls a goal kick. Be Soccer's goal kick.
It almost looks like a sweeper stopper set with the two marking backs picking up Danny and Tucker up front. It's kind of interesting. You don't see that very much. Maybe almost going in a 3-4-3 to end out the half. Ball played up. Manu just slightly lays it off. Passes the ball out of bounds.
Haight plays it up to Tucker. Tucker tries to flick it on. Sockers are asking for a handball off that. Don't get the handball. Goes out of bounds, becomes Soccer's ball again.
Hank Coombs trying to make up as much room as he possibly can. Makes sense.
Okay. Get 5-10 more yards, no big deal.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Nate throws it up to Tucker.
Now look at that. Danny Riley chases it down. Ball played back to the goalkeeper. Danny Riley keeps going up. Which allows the ball, an errant pass, so Isaac Sanchez can settle it down. Jesus Boulevard giving pressure. Beto tracking back, trying to keep him wide on the flank. Ignacio Flores looking for the play in. Nothing's going. Got John Caldera looking in. Slowly trying to keep it wide. Soccer's doing a good job of keeping him on the flank, not giving him entry passes into the lines. Nate Coombs closes it down. Foul against the Brilla.
Get a handball on the Brilla. Becomes a Soccer's ball here.
I'll tell you what, Sergio Rojas looks indignant by this whole thing. I'm going to believe they didn't agree with the call.
We got one Soccer player down on the field. That would be Isaac Sanchez, as I think he may have gotten a hand to his nose, to his face. I can't tell which. It looks like he's got a bloody nose, so it's to the nose. We have 2 minutes in stoppage time. Referee has indicated.
I'll tell you what, nobody can hold up a stoppage sign number better than Roy Harmillo.
Ball's played up.
Ball served in. Oh, almost have Tucker. A goal to end the half. Referee indicates goal kick. See if we can get a goal in the last 2 minutes of the game. Ball played in the middle, flicked on by Manu. Ball chased down by Logan Mendez. Nico Corti clears it up high. Looks like the Brilla satisfied to let it go out of bounds. Take the throw in right here. And Beto pressing up a little bit higher. Soccer's doing a good job of keeping things pressed to the flank, not allowing entry passes into the middle or up front. Shown by there by Jesus doing the same thing. Danny trying to press it wide. Chuy Cortez comes across the field.
Soccer's trying to get Isaac Sanchez back on the field, but the referee, for some reason, isn't seeing that he's gone out and wants to come back in the field. Roy's trying to call him on, but the referee isn't even looking. And now we finally get Isaac Sanchez back onto the field.
Yeah, obviously the sun was in his eyes. He had his eyes covered up.
We got a goal kick for Mississippi.
Soccer's closing in the gaps, trying to compress the space a bit.
We got halftime at this game. Soccer's 0, Mississippi 0. First half's over with. Warren, from this first half, what do you gather from it?
Tell you what, it's a good game between two good teams. I mean, you're seeing a lot of gamesmanship, a lot of tactical moves. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of changes being made by Brilla as far as the formation and where players are playing. The neat thing to see in that deal though is that it looks like they're totally comfortable with it because the players switched roles, throughout the half. I think it's interesting that the shape never really changed. The way they played was intelligent and kept good organization, and it's kind of neat to see. It's very interesting to watch. Same side, you see soccer's doing what they need to do. I'd like to see the second half finding Chewy outside on the flank because that's one thing I don't think Brilla have done very well is finding a way to sort him out. I think that's going to be dangerous things come the second half.
Well, in the first half, we have Soccer's having 7 shots on goal. Mississippi has 2 shots on goal. Soccer's have 1 corner. Mississippi has 0. No offsides on either team. Fouls, we have 3 for the Sockers. We have 10 for Mississippi. Cards, we have Walker Hume, number 31, that has a yellow card. And then number 21, Lewis Tabarine, having a yellow card right now. No goals, no assists off this game. We will be taking about a 10-minute break. We will be back in about 10 more minutes for the start of the second half.
All right, we're getting close to the end of halftime with the Soccer 0, the Mississippi Brilla 0. I want to take this moment to give a shout out to Alan Buchanan, one of our former fans of the year. It's good to know you're listening off in Oklahoma. You know, it's neat to see the fan base being what it is, and especially a fan like Alan who shows up to all the games and is a great supporter of what this organization is about, and provides entertainment and growth of our system. Looks like the referees are now taking the field as the festivities are starting to wind down for the Sockers at halftime. Now, that's one thing, as you pan and you see all these kids out here, what a great sight to see, and especially the kids enjoying this environment to get to see the highest level of soccer available in West Texas. And most certainly, most of Texas. I mean, these are some of the players you have a good chance of seeing someday in the future. That are stars of each one of them was a star of one of their college teams and the thing that they do. What do you hope to see out of the second half here, Chris?
In the second half, I hope to see a very fast-paced start to this next half. Again, these two teams are going to be able to see each other again on Saturday, so you would hope that we start to see some points that are pulled out by either one of the teams. Again, for us, we'd love to see the Sockers get those points. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more from Tucker up on top as he makes some runs and takes care of setting up the goal scoring or even scoring himself. Again, we're looking at the first half. We had Sockers having 7 shots versus Mississippi's 2 shots. Mississippi is a very organized team defensively, but so are the Sockers, as the Sockers are the one of the least scored amount teams in the PDL at this point.
I think a lot of that goes to the organization that Matt Barnes has got these guys playing. Especially playing the baseline, the 4-4-2 that we talked about before. I mean, it's an easy system if you're organized to defend in. It also is very, very dangerous in the attack, finding the players overlapping, and especially when you have players like Beto and Chewy on the flanks that are getting up there high, finding the right times to go in. I mean, you're really adding another attacker, but it's more of a wide attacker to unbalance defense. And you're especially seeing that with the back line of the Brilla. I'm hoping to see in the second half that the Sockers take advantage of that, especially with there's a big gap between the central backs and the wide backs on the flank side or the opposite side of play, and you're hoping to see those same things happen and us take advantage of those situations. And I'm sure Coach Barnes has seen that, and I'm sure we'll see them take advantage of that situation.
Looks like we may have some subs that are coming on into the field. We'll let you know as soon as we figure out who it is that will be coming on.
I'll tell you what, I do have one complaint about these Brillas. Jerseys, holy cow, they are so hard to read the numbers. Looks like we have 9 and 17 going in. Or is that... Is that 9 and 17 or 9 and 19, Chris? You see that?
I believe that is 17 that just went in.
The thing is, 17 was Eduardo Cruz.
Yeah. Again, it's one thing Warren said. Those numbers on the back are a little bit small, hard to be able to see from up here in the press box. So,
for our friends in Mississippi that might be listening in on this broadcast, we apologize for any names that we've messed up. But like I said, they're tiny. Chris's little old man eyes have a hard time seeing them. I will tell you, there's probably one player that's not coming off the field, and that's going to be Manu as that target forward.
For the Sockers, we have number 12 going in, Johnny Denton, as going in for Isaac Sanchez. And we have Omar Lawrence that just went in. And it looks like he may have gone in for Fabio Pena. Actually, Fabio Pena, is that him in the midfield?
Let's see. No, it would have been the change would have been Jesus Bolivar with Fabio Pena going in the middle, and that's kind of been consistent with what we saw the last match. And sure enough, that's it. Looks like Fabio Pena's moved to central midfield. It kind of follows the same deal. Omar There's the ball, looking and scanning, back into Fabio. Chewy comes wide.
What a great run by Beto. Beto plays it
Oh,
across.
it's the first goal! Oh, man!
Oh,
wow.
so close. And we have a corner kick for the Sockers.
Wow. I'm saying that's one thing that Matt Barnes does not have problems doing. We talked about that earlier, about the depth of the team and the game intelligence these players show. I mean, easily moving John Dent in the midfield and then Fabio Pena in the midfield as well. Allows things to happen and open up. Ball's played out. Danny Riley takes it up, looking at the back line, cuts it back, looking for players in the middle. Brilla doing a good job of closing the gaps to the center. Ball takes it up. Fabio Pena gets fouled as he starts to attack that back line. I'll tell you what, he made the most of the dive there. I will say that. But clearly a foul.
Yeah, Beto Garcia taking the kick.
Ball served in the wide, plays back out. Chuy Cortez flicks it back into the middle to Danny Riley. Danny Riley tries to play it back in. Ball's cleared up. Fabio collects it, looking to take on the back. Plays it out wide to, looks like Beto Garcia. Ball laid back, kind of things keep moving. Looking for the flank player up front. Oh, Chuy Cortez does a great job. Puts pressure, a little bit too much. Wisely played up front by goalkeeper for the Brilla. That's going to be an interesting call.
A card right here.
Wow.
And that is a card on De Luna. Christian De Luna just got a yellow card.
I'm not sure we have to see the replay on that, Chris. Did you see a foul on that one? It looked like more like Manu was holding on and pulling him down. Try to see what happened in the replay. Not seeing our lag is a little bit behind here from the live feed. Looks like Eduardo Cruz is going to take the free kick.
Yeah, he bumps into him and pushes him into Walker Hume. So
you think it's legit?
It's a foul. Yellow card I'm not sure about.
That's okay. Got to keep control of the game. Ball's kicked in by Eduardo Cruz, way over. You really got to do it better with a shot at that range. It's basically a free kick. You're not going to get many scoring chances against this Sockers defense. Look like Nico Corti to take the goal kick. Ball's played up. Fabio gets in the air. His little frame, he does a great job of winning that, or putting pressure on it. Gives back pressure, ball goes. Like to get played out by the Brilla. Once again, ball played out by Sockers. The little guys are having a good time with the extra ball on the side. Finally get it into the Brilla. Eduardo Cruz plays it across, looking for the opposite flank.
You got Mississippi throw-in.
Ball's played in, settled down, looking for the cross, trying to find players. Sockers keeping them wide. Great little inter-run, steps over, move on it. Wisely played out of bounds for the corner kick.
We get a corner kick for Mississippi.
Looks like Danny Riley looking for space. Ball played out wide for Beto. Beto collects it up, keeps it running down the line. Keeps it there, looks to cut in. Cuts back to the inside with his famous signature move. Looks back in, look a little more cut. Ball deflected off to the keeper. Ball goes out wide. Eduardo Cruz looking for players up front to Ignacio Flores. Ignacio Flores across to John Calderwood.
We get a Mississippi throw-in. That ball was cleared out by Nate Coons. Nate clears the ball, trying to find Tucker. Tucker flicks it on, trying to find Danny. And cleared out by Fabio Pena.
Brady looked to play it around. Ball goes out wide. Nico collects it up with his feet to kind of settle play in. Nico plays it up high for Hume. Hume flicks it on to Danny. Danny sells it down. Looks wide to Omar. Plays it back in. Quickly played back to Hume. Omar's making a great run up the right side. Omar takes it up. Looks here. Great run by Chuy Cortez. Takes out a defender out of the way. Oh, what a great run. Boy, look at that, how unbalanced the team. What a great run by Chuy Cortez to pull the defense apart. Ball's quickly restarted. Long ball in. 1v1. Great run back. What a great defensive play by Christian DeLuna to track that player in on the quick restart. John Calderwood plays it wide and back. Ball played now forward. Flick back down in. Brilla looking to try to combine to find a way to break it down. Logan Mendez serves the ball wide to the opposite flank. Player's wide open for Ignacio Flores. Ignacio Flores played up top. Ball swung to the back post. Back to Logan Mendez. Looks like maybe one of the tactics that Brilla are going to try to use is trying to change the point of attack quickly. Finding a way to pull the defense in the 4-4-2 to one side. Looking to switch it quickly to the backside. It's not a bad idea.
So I think the one thing that you're seeing with the Brilla right now is that their attack is very efficient. It looks much better the second half than it did in the first half, and they're making things happen against the Sockers.
Ball flicked in by Danny, and then cleared away by the Brilla. It seems like both teams are sorting each other out still. I mean, I know it's been a long match, but neither team wants to give up the goal that eventually lead to the 3 points. You got to think the Brilla would more than be happy with a tie coming this road trip with 1 point. Sockers would probably be happy to pick up 3. And both teams are looking for that one breakout moment. Ball served in, a little wide, collected up, played quickly back into Danny. First touch let him down just a little bit. Nate Coombs collect the ball up, looking as he drives it in. Back to Fabio Pena. Fabio Pena looking in for Hume. Hume lays it off to Danny. Oh, that's a good tackle. Ball played wide, out to Chuy Cortez. Chuy Cortez picks it up, looks at it, serves it to the back post. Keeper flecks it out. And very lucky there was not a Sockers player in that little area. Omar collects up Lawrence, does a step over, retains possession of the ball. A little bit long for Fabio. Tries the splits, but his legs don't go that far apart.
We got a Sockers throw-in. We got Nate Coons taking the throw.
We're down the 55th minute of the match. Score still tied 0-0.
Nate finds Johnny Denton.
Is that Johnny or Beto?
That's Beto. Just kidding. He moved into the middle.
Beto looking to get it on his favorable right foot. Cuts it inside, cuts it back. I'll tell you what, this is a well-coached Brilla team. You're seeing two very, very good, two very well-coached, two organized teams going at each other.
And that's the reason that they're the top 2 teams in the division right now.
Well, and a little bit of the reason why we don't have a goal as of yet. Ball played forward and out of bounds by Josh Christensen. You're going to have to find a way to check in and out to try to find a way to break down either defense. Going to have to get more creative with the runs. Beto's pulled down, but no call. So Big Hume plays it off. Looking for another throw by the Brilla. Ball thrown up top to Menu, who checks it back. Played out wide. Little juggling contest going. Sockers again like to kick it out. Brilla throw in. Deep in the defensive third for the Sockers. Looking to swing a pass. Content to play it out. Look for a long switch to the back post. Christian Luna is easily there to pick it up. Got the counterattack going on. To Hume. Hume looking for Riley. Oh, geez. I'll tell you what, he's got some wheels, huh?
Yeah, it's good run by Danny Riley trying to catch up to that ball. Gives it a little bit of scare to the goalkeeper, Mississippi goalkeeper. Throw in for the Sockers. Nate Coons will be throwing it in. Finds Walker. Walker to Pena.
Oh, Pena fouled, but that looks to play on. Good no call by the referee. Pena cuts back in again. Out wide to Omar. Omar takes it, dragging it in, cuts back to the inside. I think the Brilla figured out this move. Ball goes back to Nate Coombs. Nate Coombs plays it up high.
Fabio Pena plays it over to Chewy.
Chewy goes to the back line, lays it off for Danny Riley. Danny Riley looking to take him on to the center. Back out to Chewy. Runs are happening up in the box. Cuts to the outside. Cuts it back to the back foot. Looking for the cross. Ball to Omar. Omar swings it into looking for Hume. Almost there. Wrong Hume. The other Hume collects the ball up. Look to go with the defense. Takes a touch. And a ball be cleared away. Picked up by Christian DeLuna. Out to Nate Coombs. Nate Coombs is looking around, trying to find his players up front. Hume's checking up. We're starting to see a little bit of the runs off Hume and Danny. It'd be nice if they could see when Hume checks in to find Danny on the back run. Starting to pull apart the defense a little bit by the Sockers against the Brilla. Ball goes backside. Danny's closing it down. Trying to keep everything funneled to the flank. Omar well read. A little unlucky not to stay on his feet. Christian picks it up. Looks in for Fabio. Fabio turns. Run made by Omar. Boy, you saw that happening coming in quick. And Omar pinched in a little bit more central, leaving a 3v3 situation on the back line. No dangerous play there.
It's a dangerous play on Omar. It's Mississippi's free kick from midfield. Good play right there.
A little too much by Logan Mendez, huh? And John Calderwood looking to take the throw. At least that's what his number looks like from here. Ball played up, Manu lays it. Nope, that would not be Manu.
Sockers throw. We got Omar throwing in the ball for the Sockers.
Omar with the long throw to Chewy, Cortez. Chewy tries to flick it on, nobody's there. Goes right at the back line. Looking, the Brilla's looking to plays it out wide. Takes a touch to the inside. Finds it back across. Looking for the runner coming in. Ball played back across, but Soccer's easily there and organized to pick it up. Nate Coombs makes sure that run wasn't effective. A great job of dropping back into the space rather than going to the player. Ball played back across the goal mouth. It looks like we have a goal kick. I'll tell you what, that's almost textbook by Nate Coombs, not to go at the player, but rather go at the angles for the shot. Easily picks it up.
Yeah, like I said, I think one thing that Mississippi's doing a good job at is that they're really finding their attack. They're trying to disorganize the Soccer's defense, and Soccer's doing a good job at making sure that their defense is organized. Ball kicked by Nico. Fabio tries to win that ball. Walker plays it outside. Walker wins it back again. Finds Nate Coons.
So both teams seem to be holding tight. As my take to say, you know what this game really needs is a goal. The only problem is selfishly, I'm going to want a Soccer's goal. And great shot, great save by Nico. Punches it up in the air, then collects it back up. Wow, way to take that out. That was a good opportunity. You can't give the Brilla that much time and space at range to take a shot like that. Ball to Hume. Hume looking across to Christian. Christian collecting the ball, looking up front. Finds Hume on the check. Hume plays it out wide to Chuy Cortez. Chuy Cortez has a 1v1 out wide. Cuts it back on a flick in. Lays it down. You're starting to easily seeing the skill with Chuy Cortez. And why he was such a great find to find in this week. Ball played out Chuy to Omar. Omar to Fabio. The Brilla doing a good job of pressing the side. Finding the flank to keep the ball wide. And you see they win the ball as a result. Obviously no offsides on a throw in. We got a 1v1 versus the Sockers. Goalkeeper. Oh. Our first goal for the Mississippi Brilla. Wow, a little unfortunate. It looks like we stepped up to check on the throw-in. Ball goes overhead. Obviously no offsides in the throw-in, which leads to the first goal against the Sockers.
That was number 9 that scored that goal for Mississippi. And that was
Kellen Gilly,
goalie, as he scores in the 63rd minute of the game.
I'll tell you what now, we'll see how the Sockers respond to that goal. Fabio Pina collects it, looking for Danny Riley. Danny Riley's still working, wins the ball back to Omar. Omar's look up, trying to find his players. Finds Johnny Denton. Johnny Denton collects it back to Hume. Hume turns. They look like the Brilla are dropping back a little bit lower defensively now. Leaving Gully up to work and sort out, to press it one way or the other. At to Combs. Combs, Beto's dragged down. Foul against the Brilla. So when they do foul, they foul in very good spaces. Hume taking it up, looking out wide to Nate Combs. Nope. Oh. Looking for the handball call, but one to happen. Fabio takes it, cuts the inside, shove down, right in front of the referee. Clotheslining, I guess, is not a foul today. Fabio takes it, but pushing down is a foul. Johnny Denton takes the ball up, looks out wide for Hume. Now we have a yellow card.
Looks like number 2, Macaulay King.
Probably another dissension card. You don't suppose he was asking, it's okay for my buddy to clothesline somebody, but if I push him down, I get a foul.
We get Chewy taking the kick for the Sockers.
in the 65th minute of the match. Ball served, a great ball by Chewy Cortez to the back post. Danny Riley's there. Ball's punched out over Danny Riley. Provides cushioning for the goalkeeper's landing.
Good play by both Danny Riley and the goalkeeper as they shake hands walking away.
A little professional respect there. All right, Hume to take the throw. Ball's in. Oh, great job, Omar. Clips it over the goal. Great job to win that in the box. I'll tell you what, Hume's got an arm on him, doesn't he? Like 23 minutes left with Mississippi Brilla 1, Soccer 0. Ball played up. Hume wins it in the air with his back. Chewy Cortez collects it. What a great little move. Fakes backward, checks it up front. Uses speed to get the ball. Missed tackle by the Brilla forward. Ball's played up back post. Danny Riley is there to try to collect it up. Looks like referee calls it out for the goal kick.
What a play by Chewy Rodriguez, or
Cortez.
As Chewy makes that run into.
Tell you what, he's a dynamic little player. Yep. Yellow card to the goalkeeper.
No, we're just getting a little bit of a warning of.
Yeah, you can't take a drink when you're taking the goal kick, wasting time. Looks like Manny Leary getting set to come into the match. Ball played outside the outside flank, looking to cut it back across by the Brilla to the back post, cleared away by Hume, then by Nate Coombs. Omar given pressure. Oh, sorry, that was Beto. Sorry, Beto.
Sockers play that ball off Mississippi. We got Nico that will be taking the goal kick. We do have a sub coming in. The sub, as we look at, will be Manny Lira coming into the match for
Beto.
Looks like Beto Garcia.
There, Manny's also a worker. Joe watching him play. Looks like they're also going to change Manny to this near side. Moving Chewy to the far side. And Manny Lear sporting a new haircut. Fabio Pena takes it, looks at Omar. Omar plays it high. Omar gets back down. Fabio Pena collects it. Omar heads it forward. Collected up by Mississippi. Mississippi has got time and space. Goes right at the back line of the Sockers. Cuts it to the left. Ball cleared away by Christian DeLuna. Manny collects it up looking forward. Lays it up. Ball comes in. Soccer's getting back in, looking for the time to defend. Chewy Cortez pushed it up high. A long service by right into midfield for the Brilla. Chewy Cortez is getting into the back, takes the ball in, settles it. Looking outside, inside, takes it down the line, showing his great speed there. A little unlucky to get out of bounds for the Sockers. Looks like we have a Brilla throw in.
So he may have needed about 5 more yards on that sideline.
Maybe he's looking at the wrong blue line, huh?
So Walker finding it over to Christian. Christian finds it up. Looking for Danny Riley. Fabio Pena.
There you go.
Got Nate Coons. Finds Fabio Pena. Pena to Tucker.
Here it is. Oh, great pass to Omar. Omar to Fabio. Fabio back out to Omar. Omar looking for the switch. Finds Manny Lear. Manny Lear looks at taking it, support it, looking to cut back inside. Goes down, ball's played forward. I'll tell you what, Gully's been in dangerous positions, huh?
He sure has. Walker wins that ball from him. To Nate Coons, back to Walker. Walker looking up. Finds Riley.
And looks like we have a foul against the Brilla. Looks like
And
a yellow card
yellow
as well.
card.
That'd be the only reason why I would think he would have stopped that attack.
Yeah, I think, allow that attack go for a little bit longer because Sockers were off towards the goal and give the yellow card after the play. But what do I know? I'm sitting in the booth.
Chewy looking once again to serve the ball. Hope he serves a nice one like he did last one. This could be interesting. There goes Chewy, serves the ball to the end of the box. Goes to Omar, Divine down. Hume takes it up, looks to get pressure on. Plays it in, uses his body. To no avail, though. Ball comes wide, goes out of bounds. Quickly picked up by Nate Coons. Ball comes wide. Into Fabio Pena. Fabio Pena turns, looks up. Out to Manny Lira. Manny Lira collects it. Looking to take some on, goes down the line. Uses his speed. Shielded out of bounds. Oh, nope. Here we go. Got the counterattack on, going the other way. Cuts to the inside. Good job by
Johnny
Denton, yeah, to sort that out. Fabio Pena looking at Manny, checking inside. Danny going to the outside. Got a switch over. Finding Danny on the wall. Whoa. How is that not a handball?
And that's what the Sockers are asking right now as Johnny gets up and asks the referee about that.
Yeah. Johnny ever quiet on the bench, keeping his opinion to himself.
We got Nate Coons winning the ball. Plays it to Fabio. Up to Tucker. Back to Johnny Denton. Then back to De Luna. De Luna over to Omar. Omar to Fabio.
There goes the change again between Manny and Danny. Creates space for Fabio coming in. Fabio switches to the back post just a little bit too deep. Right on top of the keeper. You're starting to see little combinations and runs being made from Manny and Danny to try to create space against the back line of the Brilla. Ball's played deep in. Christian Luna easily clears it up front. Chuy Cortez coming back a little late. Like Chuy's starting to press a little bit higher, leaving some space in behind him. Manny Lear tucks in, looking for the entry pass. Omar collects it up. Good little battle going on right here. Omar Reed gets it. Look at Danny's open on the flank. Manny finds him. Manny plays it out wide. Ball's played in, recollected in. Back to Hume. Hume takes it off.
And they give a handball on this one.
Sometimes it's a handball, sometimes it's not a handball. Tomatoes, tomatoes, right? Looks like we have another sub coming in for the Sockers. Looks like Andy Lopez. We'll check it in for Danny Riley. So Danny had himself a good little game. Ball goes up Hume. Hume clears it up front. Giant didn't play for it. Fabio starts to close him down. Here goes Andy Lopez. Andy Lopez trying to keep it wide. They'll drop in. Hume closes it down. Chuy Cortez picks up the entry pass, gives constant or quick pressure. They'll support him behind him, which allows the Brilla player to get the ball.
Got Mississippi throwing.
Looks like we have another sub coming in for the Brilla. I have no idea what his number is.
That looks like number 8 that's coming in.
So that would be James Gully. I wonder if he's related to Kalen Gully.
That's Sergio Rojo coming out of the game as number 8. James Goalie goes into the game.
Sergio had himself a nice game tonight. 75th minute with 15 minutes left in the match. Soccer still down by 1 goal. Got a battle going on. Nate Coons takes it, plays it back. Johnny Denton, Clay, Fabio Pena gets it to Nate Coombs. Johnny Denton back to Coons. Coons clears it up high. Hume giving pressure. And looks like a throw in for the Brilla, who will take their time in getting this ball in the field of play. 14 minutes left in the match. Goes plays it up high. Chuy Cortez goes up, wins the ball. For the little guy, sure has ups. Ball flicked on to Chewy. No, ball goes out of bounds. Referee elects feels that the Sockers kicked it out, but like most often, the ball never lies, and it looks like the Sockers will get the throw.
Got Nate Coons throwing in the ball as he looks up for Tucker. Tucker's got the ball going down the middle.
See what he does with it. Good.
Fabio
collects it. Yep.
Collects it.
Fabio cuts back outside to Hume. Hume looking to go, cuts it back in and out. Bree doing a good job of keeping them on their weak foot. Chuy Cortez cuts it outside, looking to make the run. That's a little too much. Gonna have to find a way to combine with one another up front if we're gonna try to get a goal in at this point. Breer doing a good job of just staying organized, waiting for the move, and then picking it up. It's a good defensive display by the Brilla. Oh, nice cut outside. Oh, ball's played back. All collected by Gully. Played forward. Uh-oh. This could be bad. Oh, and go straight red card.
Straight red card for Nico as he takes the player outside of the box.
Looks like going in will be Sean Boyle. Sean Boyle, who's had games for the Sockers in the PDL. Will take over command of the game. It's going to be tough to come back with 12 minutes left with one player down. Much I'd to say it's probably the right call, especially with the breakaway. And I believe it was Logan Mendez taking him on. We say the same kind of foul against the United States, against Colombia, kind of the same situation. We're last offender. Referee feels like there's nobody else to make the play. It's the last one in, so I think it's a card. Now, it looks like get a yellow card for standing in front of the ball. It's kind of ridiculous considering you're down by a goal and it's 12 minutes. I cannot feel or see why the referee would feel like we'd be time wasting. And we're still waiting for a goalkeeper substitution to be made. There is no goalkeeper.
I have a feeling he gave a yellow card for dissent on Fabio Pena. So Sean is going in for
Omar.
Looks like Omar.
Yep. Pull the defender. That makes sense. So looks like the Sockers will be going a 3-back. Playing one up high. You're probably going to maybe see Fabio drop back into the back 4, but at this point you need a goal chasing the game with 11 minutes left in the match plus injury time. You feel there's probably has to be something that has to be added here. Shot taken, Wall deflects it. Chuy Cortez kicks it high and away. And Johnny Denton chasing it down. Ball's played back. Fabio Pena collects it. Fabio to Manny. Manny lays it back into Fabio. Fabio looking for runners up front. Looks like they've moved in the 2 front now with Chuy Cortez playing next to Hume. It's about this time that Chuy usually makes his mark in a match, especially against the Sockers. In the last 3 minutes is the times he get most of his goals. We sure use some of his magic tonight. It was a nice little tackle. 9 minutes left in the match plus injury time. Soccer still down 1-0 and down to 10 players on the field. Switch the point of attack. Keeps it in play. Manny Lira looks to settle the ball down. Has pressure on his back. Johnny Denton takes it, looks forward to Hume. Hume out wide to Johnny Denton. Johnny Denton cuts it back. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Andy Lopez. Andy Lopez to Johnny Denton. Johnny Denton wide to Nate Coons. Plays it forward. Chewy backs into it. Nate Coons still working to get the ball. Chewy takes it off his foot. Tries to cut inside. Good pressure there out wide. You know, it's been said teams play best when they're down to 10 players. Sometimes it's an advantage because everybody's got to work just a little bit harder to make up for the one player down. Ball's played up to Hume. Hume collects it. Looks for it, trying to hold on possession. Foul against the Brilla.
We got Chewy Cortez actually taking the free kick. We've sent in Walker, Hume, and Tucker into the box.
Ball served back post. Keeper clips it out. Quickly chased down by Andy. Andy Lopez plays it off the Brilla player. Looks like we've got a Hume throw in, which pretty much amounts to a corner kick. Eight minutes left in the match. Soccer still down 1-0, one player down. Long throw comes in. Plays up. Hume takes it. Plays it back in. Plays out wide to Hume. Cuts the outside back in across the middle of the goal.
What a great play by the Sockers
Wow.
off of that. What a nice serve by Tucker off of that.
Especially with that left foot service. Seven minutes left in the half. Ball plays up. Hume takes it, clips it back. And Sean Boyle will get his first touch tonight of the match.
Get an offsides by Mississippi. I think I'd rather have the ball in the keeper's hand, but that's...
It is what it is.
Fabio Pena turning with the ball. Fabio finding Tucker. Tucker finds it out wide for...
Ball served back across to Chewy Cortez. Oh, man. You would like to think that Chewy would want that ball back. Kind of want Andy to give a little space there, huh? But ball played forward. Flicked over to Sean Boyle. Collected 6 minutes left in the match. Ball out wide, Nate Coons. Nate looking for the runner up front. Like to start pumping balls into the area. Keeper wisely takes as much time off the clock as he possibly can. He'll get all 6 seconds out that he can possibly get out of it. Probably figure he's counting down in his head. Ball played forward. Oh, nice intelligent save by Sean Boyle to keep it from going out for a corner. A missed touch by the Sockers.
We've got another sub coming in for the Sockers. We've got number 8, Charlie Dennis, coming in for Christian De Luna, number 3.
That makes sense.
And I'm sure what they're doing is just pushing Charlie up on top. And they'll be playing probably a 3-4-2.
Or it might be a 3-3-3.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it looks like Manny Lear's dropped back to the outside back for the Sockers on the right side with Coons and Hume. Hume looks like he's playing center back now. Play back. Chase down. So Manny Lear will not give up. True to form. Battle coming in.
Need a goal kick for the Sockers.
Looks like we're going to have the time wasting thing. You got to figure he's going to milk this out for as long as he possibly can, given the fact there's only 4 minutes plus injury time left in this match. Picture to see how the referee uses his time. This may actually be legitimate, though. It doesn't look like he is feeling very good. It looks like he may be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a cramp or anything else like that. It looks like maybe he may have twisted something.
Yeah, it's almost like a knee.
Right at this again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like that's that.
Hit right on the inside of the knee.
Knee bent back. He's off the field now, getting attended to by the trainer. Looks like referee's doing something.
He's getting a drop ball off of that as he blew the whistle after the ball was put into play.
Oh, smart move. Ball goes up. Chewy Cortez takes it, flicks it out wide. Collect it up. Chewy's looking again. Plays back in the middle to Fabio. Fabio takes it, collects it up, goes right at the defense of the Brilla. Looking out wide to Manny Lear, just a little bit behind him. It's hard for him to collect it up. There you Brilla throw in.
Next game for the Sockers is going to be Saturday against Mississippi again. On Saturday at 6:30 here at Grande Communication Stadium.
I sure like to invite all y'all back in for the next game. Hopefully you'll come see the match live. It's a lot of fun out here in Midland, Texas. Charlie Dennis takes it, lays it back into Hume. Hume looking up front, plays the ball up. Clicked down by Chewy Cortez, cuts it back to the outside, the inside. Goes right at the back line. Great little moves and finally gets fouled. I'll tell you what, he is so quick on his change of direction and the plays that he's making. 2 minutes left in the match, plus injury time. You got to feel like there's probably going to be quite a bit of injury time, given the card and the injury. Chewy Cortez being pushed up top. Looks like Johnny Denton to take the kick. Push everybody up to the front. Players jockey position. Ball comes up to the back post right on top of the keeper. Keeper elects to go over just a little bit high. Got 1 minute plus injury time. Keeper's taking his time getting the ball back into play, which is understandable.
Looks like we will have 4 minutes of injury time added by the referee.
Chewy Cortez takes it. Charlie Dennis plays it in. Chewy plays it out wide. Just a little bit off. Try to hit the outside of his foot. The Brilla just pumping balls forward now. Trying to stop play. While the Fabio, Hume takes it with his back to goal. Looks to cut it inside. Looking for a player. Plays it back. Johnny Denton outside wide to Chewy Cortez. Great tackle. Johnny looking for players once again. Hume's pushing up. Bria's got everybody back on this back line. Ball's pumped in. Keeper easily takes it up. Takes it to the ground. For style points and time wasting purposes. Makes sense. Now the only time left in, probably about 4 minutes out, given the injury time indication by the referee. Sean Boyle takes it as it takes a dangerous bounce. Nate Coons takes a look at up front. Trying to find players. Fabio Pena checking out. Ball goes long in. Ball's flicked on just a little bit too high. Nate Coons once again plays it out wide to Manny Lear. Manny Lear collects the ball. Turns it back up. Nobody's there for the Sockers. Ball cleared out of bounds once again. Ball's thrown up. Player plays it back. Hume takes it. Fabio Pena cuts it back. Ball once again stays in bounds. Allows Gully to take it in, going one-on-one with Manny. Ball's played back across the goal. Nice save by Sean Boyle. Sean Boyle with the second one. Great defensive play. Great job by the Sockers to keep it out of goal. Numbers down, committing numbers to attack. Did a great job of recovering back in. Great couple of saves.
What a great save by Nate Coons to get behind the keeper, knowing that he was out of position to clear that ball out of the back. We got Nico taking the kick for the Sockers as a goal kick has been awarded.
Gotta think we're back down to the last couple minutes of the match. Sean plays it up high. Manny Leary goes up for it. Tries to bring it down. Settles it. Turns the outside. Dennis passes it up front. Keeper's going to take as much time off the clock as possibly can. Wieslow holds it up. He can get enough pressure to make sure that he gets his ball back in play within the 6 seconds. Ball played up to Gully. Gully's chasing it down. So again, you see that speed of Gully that was so dangerous on the goal for the Brilla late in the second half. Coons plays it up high. John Dent's feet. Ball into Dennis. Dennis just a little bit behind Chewy. Brilla taking it, trying to keep possession. Smartest thing they do right now is to hold on to this ball to let the clock run out. Instead, they take it out of bounds. Nate Coons calling for the ball. Looks like we'll have a sub for the Brilla. And I think this sub will take quite a bit of time off the clock. Referees now tell him to get off the field as he's walking, but intelligently so, he's going to kill as much clock as he possibly can.
And that's Tom Guerin that is actually coming into the game, number 4 for Mississippi.
Got to think there's only big referees now checking his watch. Ball flicked on. Hume in there on the keeper. Keeper collects it up. It's a good save. Looking for balls in. Ball served back up high into the corner. Once again, wisely so. Throw in, there's not much time in. Referee once again checks his clock. Sean Boyle takes a good pressure on Sean. Sean plays it up high. Hume looking to flick it on. It's Fabio. Fabio takes it out wide to Manny Lira. Manny Leary back to Fabio. Fabio's looking forward, looking for Chewy Cortez. Nobody's checking and showing. Back out to Manny Lira. You got to think this is a last-ditch effort by the Sockers to get this last goal in to reserve the draw. Into Dennis. Dennis cuts back inside, going to back post. Chewy Cortez plays it back in, still in play. Cut it by Hume.
Oh, what a shot by
what a great goal that would have been, and timely so. It looks like we have a yellow card for, I'm not sure what he did, but he's certainly not happy about it. Looks like we have the next sub for the Brilla. Come into the match, it'll be Noel Myers. Or Mays. Referee's not acknowledging it. Not enough time. Oh, not enough time left on the clock. He's signaling for the. Is he signaling for the substitution or for the player to sit down?
I think he's signaling for to sit down. Nope.
Nope.
He's going
Here we
in
go.
and
He's allowing
allowing it.
substitution.
Not sure if he knows. He's getting on to the coach right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
We're not sure what was said.
Yeah.
Ball played back by Boyle. Throw in for the Sockers. You got to think that maybe one last chance. You're hoping get one into the box, get a chance. Got to go a little quicker. Another ball in the field. Ball boys being zealous, which makes sense. So you want them to be active. Foul right there against the Brilla. Got a yellow card as well.
That's actually a red card, straight red. I don't know what he did off of that.
Well, now we got both teams down to 10, but not enough time for it to really make a difference, I don't think. We're going to have to, you got to think, we're going to have ball pumped right into the box. Looks like he fouled Fabio Pena. Player's still arguing about the card. He's been sent off. Looks like he's refusing to go. You got to think, I almost wonder why you don't have Sean Boyle take this and just push everybody in the 18. There can't be that much time left on this clock. In fact, Sean's asking if he can go forward. Losing by 1 goal, same as losing by 5 goals, I would think.
So we've got a red card for the Sockers, red card for Mississippi. That will make some changes on Saturday's game when they play each other again.
Lear backs into it, ball flicked on. Looks like Manny Lear takes it. Looking to the corner, this could be the last opportunity for the Sockers. Takes it, Manny goes. Got a throw in. Referee blows the whistle.
That will be the game. Mississippi takes the win. It is 1-0 Mississippi. Great game by both Sockers and Mississippi as they will play each other again on Saturday. Warren, what do you take from this game?
I'll tell you what, it was a great game by 2 different teams. You got to think just that one throw, and I mean it took one little mistake by the Sockers, and then right now you're looking at Mississippi going up on the Sockers in the divisional race by 2 points with that win. Now Sockers can easily take it back on Saturday, and you got to think that they will. The only thing they'll be losing right now, and it's a huge loss, would be Nico Cordy, their goalkeeper that came in from Stanford. So, I think it's a good game. Two teams that are quality teams. Both had good game plans, both very organized, with only one tiny mistake being the difference in the match.
Thank you for joining us, and again, join us again on Saturday as Mississippi will take on the Sockers again here at Grande Communication Stadium at 7:30. Till then, we'll see you on the pitch.